Hello everybody, my name is Ilse and this is hobbykr, the channel where I make content about anime, events and culture, mostly in South Korea. Today is week 5 of my weekly anime review. This week we're only doing 3 animes because Bang Dream is still on hiatus, I guess, and Darwin's Game had a silly recap episode after like 4 episodes. So we're gonna be doing Pet, Eid Invaded, and 22/7. I called it 22/7 again, I'm sorry. Let's start things off with Pet. This episode was really exciting. We found out a lot of things. This is gonna be heavily spoilered, so you have been warned. So basically this week we had Hayashi-san and Tsukasa talk. At first, Tsukasa is obviously trying to like put up a game where he's like, oh, I really missed you. So it seems like Hayashi-san was the person that shared his peak with Tsukasa. And so they have the same bond that Satoru and Hayashi-san have. But obviously Tsukasa is like a psychopath at this point. So he's trying to manipulate Hayashi to, it seems, make him pay for what he did in the past. So finally it is revealed that the company is kind of gathering children to harvest their organs. And it seems like a pet is kind of like a gifted child who they don't harvest for their organs, because when you become a pet, you basically do everything that your owner wants and they don't have a personality. And it seems like Hayashi-san saved Satoru and Tsukasa from the same fate, but apparently when you give a pet a personality, then it becomes an issue because they essentially gain power. So we see Hayashi-san trying to change Tsukasa's memories, but Tsukasa is obviously very experienced at this point and not letting Hayashi-san do it. I thought that the sequence when they were inside of Tsukasa's mind was really interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Tsukasa's valleys are and his peak. And I'm just, well, I guess his peak is gonna be Hayashi-san's peak, but I'm very interested to see what's gonna happen. I thought that like at one point of his conversation with Hayashi-san, Tsukasa's behavior was genuine, but for the most part it seemed like he just wanted to make it seem like he really had missed Hayashi-san, but in reality he's just trying to trick him in order to, I guess, crush him is the final goal. I really thought the episode was very exciting. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen next week. And just one thing that I have to comment on again is the animation went back to being like really bad. At one point when when Tsukasa was like in his water form, it was obvious they used CGI or 3D, and it just looked so bad. It was striking. And the whole episode, Satoru's face looked so ugly and weird and distorted. Yeah, it's a shame that they're going back to kind of really bad animation. I guess because they really have to put a lot of the budget into the sequences where the characters are inside other people's minds and not really everything else. But aside from the animation, I thought this episode was excellent, and I'm still looking forward to seeing how the series is gonna continue. So the next episode I'm going to be talking about is episode 4 of Nanabun no Nijuni. I said it right again. So this episode was all about Sakura and kind of her background story. It seems like the anime from now on is going to dedicate 1 episode to each girl. I guess episode 1 was Miyu, or maybe she's gonna get more episodes, I don't know, but for the rest of the anime we might get 1 episode per girl, or maybe 1 episode will have 2 girls, I'm not sure. But this episode was about Sakura. So I guess her dad, well, her grandmother is Japanese and I guess her dad is Japanese, but she is definitely like mixed, and she didn't grow up in Japan. She speaks English, and this is the first time in an anime that I've seen a character that like actually speaks completely native English. So that was very surprising. You know, they usually take the route of like hiring someone that kind of speaks English, but this time she spoke it perfectly. I was very impressed with that. I'm glad they got a voice actress that would actually speak English and make it believable. But basically Sakura grew up in a house where her parents were never really around, so they were very busy and nannies would take care of her. But she also lived with her grandmother, who she really loved, and she liked to go see the Sakura with, and her name is also Sakura. So basically, I mean, it was a very simple episode. They just gave Sakura's backstory, and then they all go for a photo shoot. Literally after their first live, they're like getting published in the cover of a apparently super big magazine, and then they go see the Sakura in Nara, and it starts raining, but Sakura's like, oh, it looks so pretty, and then they have a photo shoot in the rain. I thought the episode was really simple. I cried a lot when the grandmother died, but yeah, I mean, I felt like it was really nothing special. It was nice to get to see Sakura's backstory, but I'm still struggling to see the direction that the anime wants to take. I know that it's more geared towards people that already like Nanabu no Nijuni and already like the members, but I'm sure that with the anime, their intention was also to garner new viewers, and personally I feel like it feels kind of disjointed. Like, is it a music anime? Is it an anime about the characters? Is it an anime about like the idol industry as a whole? It just seems kind of confusing, because right now it's just like they're showing the characters' past and kind of inserting the idol aspect to it in a smaller scale, but neither plot is like incredibly interesting. Like, it was nice to get to know Sakura's past, but like, so what? Like, what is its relevance in the bigger plot, aside from she managed to get them a nice photo shoot? Yeah, I just don't know exactly what direction they are intended to take, of like what the tone of the anime is meant to be. So far it's nice, I like the girls, I'm gonna keep watching it, and it's cute, but like, I really feel like it doesn't have a straightforward focus or direction. Yeah, is it just me? I don't know. Is anyone else watching this? Like, can you let me know your opinion so far? Yeah, but anyway, those are my thoughts for this week. I'm intrigued to see next week's story. And last but not least, we're saving the best for last. If you've been watching these past reviews, you know that I'm obsessed with Eid. Everyone should be watching it. It's so good. This episode was so good. So basically, we pick up where we left off last week. Hondomachi and Matsuoka-san are confronting the gravedigger and the guy that was carrying out the murders for her. And basically, through kind of like deception and tactics or whatever, Hondomachi manages to kill the guy. And after realizing what happened, Matsuoka-san recommends her to be a new detective. But apparently this is not a positive thing. It's actually quite negative, because it seems that Hondomachi is in fact a serial killer and has that serial killer impulse in her. So basically he recommended her to be a serial killer so she can be monitored and she can kind of like work for them, and she can not be a danger for the detectives, I guess. We also find out that it seems like John Walker is a real person, and there's a big possibility that it could be, well, they could be inside of the organization itself. So someone working from the inside, and basically John Walker changes people into serial killers. I didn't quite understand if the definition of it was that all these people who have become serial killers meet John Walker, and after meeting him or her, they become serial killers, or if it's something that they have innate in them. I didn't quite understand, but it seems like it's more like a person who they meet and then they become serial killers in the end. Or John Walker somehow invades their consciousness and turns them into serial killers, but it seems like it is a real person. So basically, it was a super thrilling episode. I feel like just getting to know that detail of information was really cool. I'm kind of sad that it seems like now Matsuoka-san has a negative image of Hondomachi, because I really liked them as a pair working together. And it seems like Matsuoka-san doesn't like Hondomachi anymore. And I actually really liked Hondomachi as a character too. I'm hoping that she doesn't actually kind of like turn evil, because I really liked how kind of like wholesome and kind of like doe-eyed she was regarding like the job as a detective. I really liked her. But even if she does turn evil, I guess it's going to be good character development. One thing that I wanted to note that I thought was really funny is that when Matsuoka-san and Hondomachi were fighting the guy in the gravedigger's house, and then Hondomachi shoots him and then the bullet goes through the hole in his head. I thought that was ridiculous. Like, it was kind of funny, but ridiculous. I just thought it was, I feel like every episode has had kind of like this snippet of like something cool that you would see in like a Marvel movie. And I just think it's funny that they added, but again, I felt like it was kind of goofy. Also, at the very end of the episode, they show that the equipment that the gravedigger had, yeah, like the cameras and everything, are the exact same equipment that the person who killed Nirihisago's daughter used. So it seems like there's a correlation there. Quite possible that that correlation is also going to relate to John Walker. And I guess next episode we're really going to find out what happens to Nirihisago's daughters. And I'm assuming that maybe like when everything goes down, Hondomachi is going to be the detective and not Nirihisago. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I love this anime, like please go watch it. It's so good. And something that I wanted to comment today when I was watching the opening is that the opening is so good as well. And like the keyboard arrangement is so good. I feel like it's just like as much of a bop as Pet's opening. Just really, really like it. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know we didn't have as many anime this week just because, well, Bang Dream is not happening and Darwin's Game decided to have a hiatus for some reason. But still, thank you for watching, and I'll be back on Sunday with a regular video about my experience going to the live viewing of the Rosalia Rausch concert. And next week I'll have another anime review. Thank you, and until next time, goodbye.